Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to show you a little bit around this Mercedes ML that I've got for sale. A little bit different today. So basically we're just showing you around the car for any potential buyers so that they can have a little look at the car. Okay, so we'll get into it and take it from there. First of all, a lot of our money was spent on fixing this boot. The hydraulic pump inside had failed. It got water inside. It's quite a common problem on these cars. We managed to get all of that fixed. All the wiring's all been fixed. The SAM unit's nice and dry. We had a new air compressor put in as well while we were there, because that was drawing too much current and blowing the fuse. That's all been replaced. It's a brand new air compressor, brand new pump. The door all works and everything is fine there. All of this part now works. There's no loose wiring like there was when we bought it, and everything's hunky-dory. We got refurbished wheels for the car because the ones that was on it was really scratched. They were in a terrible state. They'd been curbed really badly. So I managed to find a reconditioned set for £600 on eBay. They came with great tyres, and so I'm really happy with them. There's a few marks on them, but nothing major. On the side steps, they were in a terrible state. If you have a little look, I'm going to show you some before and after pictures. I'll insert them in a second. And as you can see now, they're nice and sharp, clean, and exactly how they should be. All the rubber bits are clean and they've just come up like new. It's a really nice condition now. Onto the tyres, as you can see by this wheel, all the tyres are nearly brand new. They came with a nearly new set of tyres on, so everything is nearly brand new. Loads of life left in them, as you can see, and in all really good shape. As you can see from the front of the car, it's all in lovely condition. The paintwork's in lovely condition. I'm going to take you for a little walk in a second, but before we go, just wanted to point out that the headlights on this are in really nice order, and we've had new xenon bulbs put in there. They're not cheap. I think they cost about 80 quid, but the old ones were really perished and they weren't emitting a lot of light, so they've both been done now. They've both been fixed. Over here, if you have a look on the top here, you see we had a nice new Mercedes emblem put on the top there, and that's really finished it off nicely because the old one was really worn. So this one is absolutely brand spanking new and it looks lovely. Goes with this beautiful paintwork. And if you have a walk right around the car with me, and you'll be able to see what lovely condition it's in all the way around. Just in such nice shape, this car. Once Diane's finished following me round, get onto the interior, guys. I think you'll really like it in there. There's no rust on the bottoms of the doors. It really is in lovely condition. We're going to move on to the interior, guys, but what I'm going to do to give you a better look at what's inside there, I'm going to set up my 360-degree camera and we'll be able to give you a proper look where nobody's in the car, and I can show you around all the seats. We're going to move on to the interior, guys. The car originally came with that Alcantara in the centre and leather on the outsides. All the Alcantara was all bobbly, it was heavily stained, it looked terrible. They was in a really bad state, so what we did, we bought a new interior, a new leather interior to go right through the car, and I managed to find that on eBay for £500, the complete set, and it came out of a 2008 model that had only done 54,000 miles. So the seats are lovely and firm, they're in really good condition, and it's just changed the look of the interior. Just looks amazing. I'll have a pan round, but then what I'll do, I'll show you the 360 footage that I've got of the interior. You'll be able to see it properly. Guys, you'll notice in this 360 footage the floating panel head unit that we installed sitting pride of place there by the air vents. It's up nice and high so that you can easily touch it to organise your sat nav, change your radio station or whatever you need to do. You'll be able to see a full review of that system if you look in my other videos, and there you'll be able to see, I think it's quite a long video, probably about half an hour, but it's a comprehensive review of all its features and everything you need to know about that system. And it's well worth watching, as that system was nearly £2,000 all on its own, so that'd be worth a watch after this one if you'd care to have a trip over there and watch that. Thanks guys. While I remember, guys, it's worth pointing out that we didn't just mess around with all the cosmetics on this car. First of all, we sorted out all the mechanics on the car, had it fully serviced. I've said all this in the listing you'll find on eBay, but had a full service on the car. We had the gearbox fully serviced as well, new filter, oil, the engine oil, filters everywhere. And also it had 2 oil leaks. I've had both of them fixed, both rocker covers, gaskets needed doing, and there was a little O-ring on the steering, between the steering reservoir for the power steering fluid and the power steering pump. That's all been fixed now. None of those are dripping and leaking. We had a new fan belt put on because that was quite perished, and a new idler pulley as well because that was making a noise. So that's all been done, and mechanically now it's in really good shape. Guys, show you this lovely car, take you back towards home, let you see what this thing's like out on the road. It really is a peach, this one. On top of all the other things we had done on the car, the first things I got done obviously were the mechanicals. We had apart from we had a full service on the car for a start, a full service which included a gearbox service as well. We also, it had an oil leak as well, so we had the oil leak done. It turned out to be the rocker cover gaskets, both of them were leaking quite heavily, and it's causing a little bit of a puddle on the drive, but that was quite concerning. But we've had that done and it seems to be okay at the moment. We also had a transmission oil leak as well, which turned out to be a tiny little O-ring between the power steering fluid reservoir and the power steering pump. We've since got that done, and that stopped that little leak as well, and made sure it was all topped back up with transmission oil, and it is running beautifully now, this car. I can't show you now, but I'll try and include it in a video a little bit later on. But we also had this car remapped as well, and I know a lot of people are against that, but remember there's a lot of untapped power in this 5-litre engine that we should be able to release that power. And you know, because this car is sold in multiple different markets, Mercedes tend to just, you know, level it out somewhere and leave it there. But we had the car mapped, and these things currently run I think roughly about 306 horsepower, and this one is nearly 340 horsepower, and it is properly angry as well. It sounds absolutely amazing when you put your foot down in this car. And I will try and show you that. I can get on a little bit of a straight road and strap the camera to the back of the car.
Quarter of a mile, the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Heatherstone Road.
But everything is running as it should now. I put a lot of money into this car to get it to run right, and it's been worth it because it does only have just over 76,000 miles on the clock, and as I'm sure you'll agree, that is absolutely nothing for one of these cars, and it's worth spending money on, I believe. So if you're looking for one of these, this could be just the one for you. Oh yeah, I remember now. When we first got the car, I picked it up. It was a cold winter's morning just after Christmas, and the sun was really low in the sky. We picked it up, I can't remember where it was now. It's Portsmouth, somewhere down that neck of the woods. And on the way home, I noticed that the windscreen, it was unbelievably scratched. Really, I thought it was just dirty, but I pulled into a petrol station and gave it a clean while I was in there with some water and a dry rag, and give it a good clean over. And still, when I got back in the car, there was just this arc of light across the screen. It was terrible. You just couldn't see anything. And it turned out to be, because it was the original screen for the car, it's 16 years old, remember, and because it was the original screen for the car, it was just covered in scratches, and all of those scratches were picking up the sunlight that was there, and it was making it impossible to see out of. So again, didn't waste any time. When I got back, we got a completely new windscreen fitted to the car, and that is now perfect, like it's a brand spanking new windscreen, and they're not cheap either. So we got that done, and that was that. What else did we do? Hi guys, thanks for watching my video. The car's on eBay for £8,795, and if all else fails, I could always do an insurance job on it maybe, who knows. Thanks for watching guys.